Welcome back to High Tech Farmer, everybody. I'm standing in front of what is our second new bean head of the year. Yeah, that's right, our 40-foot bean head draper. If you saw my most recent previous video, we had some issues with these belts here on the sides. They weren't getting enough RPMs to bring the soybeans to the middle. This bean head isn't brand spanking new like the one that we bought, but this is a 45-foot, so it's 5 foot longer, and they told us it only has 1,000 to 2,000 acres under it. So hopefully this is gonna solve our problem. Dad's getting the combine right there. My only concern is since this one's longer, I'm not sure if it's gonna work with the unloading auger on the combine to fill the grain cart, since this will be standing and being so much longer compared to our 40-foot draper. This is the first time ever for us that we've had a 45-foot head for our farm. But obviously, since this is a used head, we got some sickle sections and guards in the back of the pickup that we got to replace on this head before we bring it out to the field. Now we're gonna put it back on the trailer. We're gonna go out to the field that we were working on the other day and try our bean head that we left out there. But in case that doesn't work, which I fully expect it not to work today, then we'll run this trailer and truck out there and hook that head back up. We got the combine back out in the field. We hooked up to our 40-foot draper. I'm just opening the hopper tank behind me. We're gonna give this a go. We only got 20 acres left on this field before we get that other head out here to see if we don't even need it. We finished this 80 acres, just got the bean head offloaded onto the trailer. Again, this is our bean head. Seemed like it worked to complete our last 20 acres of this field. Mom's dropping the last 40,000 pounds onto the semi, and we're gonna bring this thing over to another field we have, which is just 2 miles away, and then reconnect the combine and keep going. Made it to our other 80-acre field right here along the main highway. But we're gonna see if we can get this thing hooked up. It works good because we can use the neighbor's driveway, use the road. No traffic hardly comes down this road, so should be fine. What makes it tricky when hooking this thing up is there's these pins right here on the combine, and those need to line up perfectly inside this collar here. Otherwise, the head won't be completely attached to the combine. So normally it takes us 1 or 2 tries to make sure that the pin lines up on both sides with the feeder house on the combine. The 80-acre field that we're up here combining at now has a 1.5 maturity bean, and I gotta admit, they look really impressive. Thankfully, it rained yesterday and they picked up just a little bit more moisture, so we're seeing some higher yields here.
While I'm waiting here to get loaded by the grain cart, I figured I'd take an opportunity to introduce myself. So I'm Matt, Matthias's older brother, or if you ask him in the essence of his YouTube channel, he'd probably call me more like a low-tech laborer or Matthias's stunt double. But I come out every fall and help out as much as I can, as much as work will kind of allow it, and I enjoy really being in the day-to-day. $11.4 on that last load. 11.4.
Okay, then can I ask you, is everything working good for you up there?
Yep, it's all running well.
All right, thanks.
I'm out looking at where we have already cut soybeans off just to see what kind of job the combine is doing. The research shows that if you take a 1 foot square area, so here I'll draw myself a little square that I'll say is 1 square foot, and for every 4 beans you can find in 1 square foot is equal to 1 bushel loss. So I'm gonna take back some of this residue and see how many beans I can find, assuming that this is pretty close to a 1 foot square. Out of this 1 foot square area that I looked in, I found 13 little soybeans that didn't get put into the combine grain tank. So that tells me just a little over 3 bushels I lost in this 1 foot square area, but 3 bushels total per acre across the farm based off the settings that I'm finding just here in one spot. Looking at these soybeans here, giving them a good shake here down below at the bottom of the stem, it seems like, as I can see, a couple of these pods are busting open and the beans are shelling out before they meet the combine. So I'm guessing I'll have to look in the combine or when I get in the combine to say for sure, but we're losing some of these soybeans before they can even get into the rotor or into the chaffer to go into the grain tank. Before I get to take over in the combine, because my brother's here again today, I'm gonna ride back with him up to the main farmyard with this semi, and then I'm gonna take it from there up to the soybean plant, and he's gonna hop in the other semi and keep hauling to keep them going. It works good when he comes home because then I'm able to get the loads into the soybean plant that we need, and we're able to keep combining at the same time without slowing down anything, since we're always trying to manage people and places. With him being around, we just got one more person, one more driver. It makes us not have to work near as hard, so it's nice. Well, thanks for the ride, big brother. Made it to the bean plant, and if you guys notice, they're sure making a big pile here of beans. But what I'm more impressed by is these large bins. I would really like to have a big, large bin like this, 300,000 bushel bin back at the farm that we could just dump all of our corn into, rather than having to slow down, bring loads to town during the fall. It always takes us another guy, which is why my brother's here today.
Matthias is still running in the second truck up to the bean plant. Mom and Dad are still keeping things going. Thankfully, it's running smooth now this afternoon, so we're pulling out more acres of beans. So I'm now bringing this truck and trailer back out for another round. Well, this is my view from the truck. Whenever Mom's got a full load, she'll bring that over to me, and the days get measured in loads, not hours. So we are right now coming up on load number 4, which, considering we started after lunch, not too bad.
It's 9 o'clock now at night. We finished up combining at that field, brought everything home. We now have 1 field of soybeans left to go, and then we will get everything switched over to corn. But that's going to be it for today's video of high-tech farmer and low-tech laborer, as my brother would say. But thanks so much, everyone, for watching, and we'll see ya in the next one.